This video demonstrates the file system filter driver features on Macintosh operating system. The file system filter driver sits between the VFS layer and the underlying file system, like HFS Plus, which is common file system on Macintosh operating systems. Uh, uh, the driver intercepts the Vinode operations coming in from the VFS layer. It can intercept any Vinode operations like open, close, mmap, inactive, reclaim, and so on. So another important feature about the driver is it does not disrupt existing file system I/O when it is installed or uninstalled or upgraded. This is very important from the customer perspective. Third is the file system, the driver uses first 1K bytes to store the metadata. The metadata is specific to the feature exported by the driver. So if the driver is used for DLP, then it will use DLP specific metadata. And if the driver is used for file archiving, the metadata will reflect the file archiving related information like how to recall the file and so on. So since the metadata resides on the hard disk, it can incur a penalty if it is accessed every time. So to mitigate this fact, the driver keeps cache of the metadata and it uses LRU principle to flush the cache entries. So the test has shown that due to LRU algorithm, the cache hit ratio is very high, and thus uh, there is little impact of keeping this metadata on the hard disk. Excuse me. Uh, in today's demo we are going to focus on the DLP feature of the driver. The driver lets upper layer access a file either in encrypted format or in the clear format. So first let me load the driver. So the driver is loaded successfully. Now I'm going to look at the syslogs. So as you can see in the syslog, the driver is loaded now. So I have a test utility which I'm going to use to demonstrate the driver features. So the test utility has various options. The important options are encrypt a file or monitor a file, meaning monitor all the Vinode operations on a specific file, either based on the file name or based on the inode number. Then check if the file is in use or not. So this is important because you do not want to uh, perform any encrypt or decrypt operation if the file is in use. And there are other debug and test options. So first let's see. I'm going to demonstrate file encrypt. So I'm going to use file demo.pdf. So the file size is 340,405. So I'm going to choose option 1, which is encrypt a file. So going to encrypt file demo.pdf. As you can see on the screen, the driver has intercepted various Vinode ops. In this case, most of them are inactive Vinode events, and it dispatches those events to the test utility. Now, once the once so here it shows that the encrypt is complete now. So if you see the file size again, it has gone up by 1024 bytes, which is the metadata inserted at the beginning of the file. So now let's open the file. So when I open the file, the driver will intercept the Vinode ops again, and it will send the event to the test utility. Test utility will see that file is in encrypted format, and it will decrypt the file on demand. And once the decrypt is complete, it informs the driver that the file system I/O can go through. So let's see now. So it is decrypting the file now. As you can see here, the file is decrypted. So I'm going to close the file. So if you see the file size again, it has gone back to the original size because of when the file is decrypted, we throw away the metadata. So the test utility has another important feature which lets the upper layer decide if they want to decrypt the file or not. So I'm going to turn on interactive mode, which so it is option number 9. So interactive mode is on. So what it does is when the test utility receives any events, and if it wants to decrypt the file, it will ask the user whether it wants to decrypt the file or not. So let's first encrypt the file again, same file. So the file is encrypted. We can verify the metadata on the file using option 5. So it says there is a DLP metadata on the file demo.pdf, meaning the file is in encrypted format. Now let's open the file. I'm going to use VI so we can see each byte in the file. So in the test utility, you can see it has received an event from the driver, and it is asking whether to decrypt the file or not. So I'm going to choose no. So it lets the upper layer access file without decrypting as well. So this is the first 1K bytes of metadata which is present when the file is in encrypted format. Now let's open the file again and decrypt it this time. So say decrypt, yes. Now file is getting decrypted, decryption is complete, and file is open again. So this is back to the original content. And yeah, so these are the main encrypt and decrypt features. There are other options which are mainly for the debug purpose, debug and testing purpose. So I'm going to quit from the test utility. Okay, so in the system.log file, you can see the various driver stats. The first set of stats is for the metadata cache. There are 867 miss and 24,962 hit. So it's obvious that the hit ratio is very high. Then the second set of stats is the vnode intercept stats. The vnode ops are intercepted only if the metadata is present. So in this case, we intercepted 1 read, 2 mmap, 17 inactive. And third set of stats is for various ioctls we use. It says we encrypted 2 files, we decrypted 2 files, and we allowed 1 file to be accessed without decrypting. Okay, so that concludes my demo. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you.